go overboard in anything, and you should never give up prestige and dignity of behavior. That is what I have always believed in, and so therefore, dil phenk jo hai, this is rather, I was very balanced in my approach.
Very balanced.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were quite headstrong, and you had a very vibrant personality. One would have thought, especially when we read your book and your biography, that perhaps you would have had a love marriage. So how come you had an arranged marriage?
Yeah, well, so many restrictions in Pakistan generally, in those days especially.
Yeah. With no phones and
Yes,
Facebook
yes,
and all the technology
yes,
helping us these days.
And whoever I got associated with moved on, I moved on, I was very mobile. I mean, I was 17 when I joined the army and went to the academy, and then onwards I was posted here and there. So that is why, and maybe the person that was introduced to me, my wife, was certainly extremely beautiful, and so that is why. And but we had an engagement of about 2 years, by the way.
Yes. So
Yes.
how was the first meeting?
I think it was good. Well, I did try to be natural. I was very natural. I mean, that's what I am. And yes, she didn't like my chappal part. That was not in good style, she thought.
But you know, it's very trendy now to wear that Peshawari chappal.
Yes, yes. So I think, well, you need to ask her what she thought of in a few meetings. And I was going to East Pakistan, by the way, yes. So there was a degree of a hurry in the decision. And so I took the decision.
And what's the secret to a successful marriage?
I think accommodation and mutual accommodation, understanding, and balanced behavior again. Again, a balanced behavior. And resolving, not keeping things in the heart. A lot of people, if they don't like something, they keep it in the heart and keep fretting. And I believe one should be open. I believe one should straight say whatever you feel, and then try to resolve disputes through a mutual discussion, and because one is right and the other is wrong. Now one has to convince, one has to decide who's right
and who's wrong.
But if one sticks to one's point without logic, that leads to more complication. So if both sides are logical in understanding, and in the discussion they do understand who was right and wrong, and they are prepared to say sorry. Another problem is that it's very difficult to say sorry. It's very difficult to accept mistakes. I have never felt any inhibition in doing that. If I was wrong, I always would admit, well,
so one should not have pride and just apologize.
Egos. Why should I, now that I've done something, well, I'll stand by it. One shouldn't have egos. And in fact, may I say that I don't know whether, I think I've written it in the book also, in 71, when I went to East Pakistan. They took me to the monument, Bangladesh monument, and being a soldier, I was taken to this monument and of their independence. And I was given a book to write something and sign, and that was quite good, was a little embarrassing. But whatever I wrote, a few sentences, then it struck me that I should say something else, and I wrote something which I believe in. I wrote, the last sentence is, the courage needed to reconcile and compromise is far greater than that needed to oppose and confront. I am prepared to show that courage. I only hope there is reciprocation. Now that is what I believed in. It needs courage to reconcile and give up ego and say sorry and shake hands. It needs courage.
Well
People
said.
don't have that courage.
We'll take a short break now. See you after the break.
Sire and LA Time present Intense live in concert. On Friday, 8th July 2011 at 8:30 p.m. Odeon Center, Chicago. On 773-764-7576. Visit us on www.bollywoodstarshow.com.
Welcome to Star Tours, market leaders in coach and flight tours, offering great value holidays to a variety of worldwide destinations. Discover Paris, Holland, Switzerland, Austria, Germany, Italy and more. For 2011, Star Tours introduces their premium Gold Star product and special departures for 18 to 35s. To find out more about our worldwide holiday, call us now toll free on 1866 867 2620 or visit us online at startours.co.uk.
साले तू हगी क्यों नहीं देता अंदर जाके सीधे
So, President Musharraf, when your mother decided that you should go in the army, how did you feel then? Did you want to join the army? Because you were quite you loved the outdoors and you had quite a personality. You were the naughty one amongst the brothers, and army is quite a strict institute. So were you apprehensive कि नहीं यहाँ तो बहुत सख्ती होगी?
नहीं. On the contrary, I wanted to go to the army because in Turkey we had two defense attaches, both from the army, one after the other, and they were both very smart and they used to wear those beautiful uniforms, and I was highly impressed that I should wear such a uniform one day. So one is that, and the other is that I did my FSC from FC College, and I wasn't into studies, although I wasn't a dull person, just that I wasn't interested in studies. So going to the PMA meant that your studies are over and you go to a profession, not knowing life. Although there you were getting a return for whatever you did. If you achieved something after studying or during courses and all that, you always got a return. So your career pattern was improving. So that was the incentive to study. So therefore my interest in sports, extracurricular activities, outdoor activities was the best served in the army, and I believe now with hindsight even, I think I have spent a most wonderful time in the army. The army has given me everything, molded my personality. It has taken me everywhere, every part of Pakistan and internationally. I've done courses abroad, and so the army has given me so much. I owe it to the army.
Now, the one thing that sticks out when one reads your book is the number of times you cheated death. It's so unusual. You didn't cheat death once. You didn't cheat death twice. You cheated death several times.
Yeah.
From the mango tree incident to you were supposed to be on the flight from Gilgit to Islamabad that crashed. You were supposed to be on President Zia's plane that crashed.
Yes.
Your friend unfortunately died in a helicopter accident, and you would have been in the helicopter if you were not traveling to play bridge. And again, the 2 assassination attempts in Pakistan. What impact did those near-death experiences have on you?
Yeah, all this is correct, and I am amazed myself. And there are many others. There are about 3 other incidents
During the
which are
war,
not known.
of course, there were incidents during the war.
In the war, no, there were other incidents also when I was the president. And I know when I was traveling on the Drigg Road, there was a car full of explosives. It didn't explode. Later on, the car was found. It was on the Drigg Road. It was supposed to have been exploded when I was crossing. Then I went to in Bahawalpur, I went to my agricultural land, which the army gives you. And later on, the ISI told me there was a woman who was supposed to approach me, and explode herself. So these things happened, and